Hi guys, I'm just making a quick video to show people what I did to earn the money for Red Rebel Pickaxe and Paracord for Cliff Extract on reserves. I did this method pretty much from a couple of 100,000 rubles all the way up to about 3.5 mil at the time. I know the Red Rebel's about 7 mil now, but honestly you can still do this method. All you really need to invest in is a couple of 10,000 worth of gear each run. So I'm going to show you both the routes that you can do, the loadout you need to take, and also once you get the money for them, the keys that I would suggest just to make these runs a bit easier, a bit safer. So let's jump right in. So we're going to use manhole. For those of you that don't know, the only requirement to extract a manhole is you can't wear a backpack. So this is what you need to do. As soon as you spawn in, you need to identify the dome. This is your point of reference for the entire map. We're going to avoid the main section of the map and try and creep around the outside instead. So I've drawn out the route you want to take, depending where you spawn. But pretty much the two buildings on the map that I think are worth looting are Dome and Garage. So if you spawn anywhere on the left hand side of the map, you're going to take the blue route, you're going to loot Dome. If you spawn anywhere on the right hand side of the map, take the pink route, loot Garage and Horse. If you spawn anywhere at the bottom middle, you can choose either. It's completely up to you. You'll probably find your own preference after you do a couple of runs. So I'm going to walk you through both routes, one for left, one for right. I'll show you what loot you should be looking out for and where it spawns. And also where you should look out for other players and raiders, because there are definitely a few hotspots on this map. So I think it's worth saying at this point that if you get the money to buy any of the keys at Dome, especially the keys in two smaller buildings outside Dome, or you get the keys for any of the buildings around the garage, it's probably worth getting them early on before you get the Red Rebel, because the loot in those buildings is better than the normal loot. But you can still do these routes without the keys and you will still make quite a bit of money. The only one I would definitely suggest is as soon as you can buy the key outside of Dome in that little hut, the cost for that key compared to the loot is just completely worth it. I got that key and the amount of intel spawns I've managed to get in that room, which sell for about 200k. If you can put that in your secure container, that's 200k banked every run. So I'm going to show you my loadout and I'll go through the actual runs now. Okay guys, so for our loadout, we're going to take a Triton, a TOS, Devastator rounds, a pack of painkillers, and if you have them, take some keys. Not necessary at all, but you never know. It's always worth taking keys in case you can get some better loot, but honestly the loot spawns in these locations are pretty good anyway, so let's jump right in. Okay guys, so we spawned at the bottom of the map where my red line was. I'm not going to go the right hand side on this one, I'm going to go to the left. So we find our Dome, use that as a reference, hug the back wall, keep moving across, keep your Dome on the right hand side. And we need to go past Scav checkpoint. We'll go through this building. And from here on, you follow my blue line. That'll take you all the way around to Dome. I've sped the video up here to save time, but essentially all I'm doing is following the blue line. Keep Dome in your vision. Coming up on your right, you've got what I'd say is the busy area. It's normally quite contested for loot because of marked room, so you need to watch out for this gap in the wall. You normally find quite a few players fighting around there quite early on in the game. Everyone seems to rush marked room, but honestly, Dome has more consistent loot in terms of survival. So when you're coming up to Dome, I wouldn't go across the road. You need to watch out for players on the window of the room in the front, and at the top of Dome you need to watch out for snipers, people camping up there, because a lot of people camp there to look down onto the rest of the map, but obviously they have a really good view of you. If you have this key, this is one of the keys I'd invest in as early as you can. The loot in here is brilliant for the price. This is the first key I got for this map, so when you go in here, there's intel that can spawn on the table, 200k, a safe, GP coin there, quite a bit of money, weapons case on the sofa, weapons cabinet, and a random little cabinet there, another weapon spawn in there. From here you go across to the next room. I would leave the case outside. There's an intel spawn on the couch, and honestly just loot these drawers. Come and loot this safe. There's also a PC there. Then you go over to the main building, check the duffel in the doorway. Check the back, you can have intel spawn at the back. This room at the back sometimes has tech spawns, like relays. You go upstairs, second floor, this is the other key that I got. It's got 2 toolboxes and random loot. Relays, capacitors. Intel can spawn in here as well. I found it a couple of times. Then you go up to the 3rd floor. There's a loot in here with normally attachments and ammo. You can have loot spawn on the sofas and on these shelves. There's an intel spawn on that couch. There's another 200k if you can get it. It's quite common. You can have attachment spawn on the table outside, but if you go up to the dome, there's a weapons case. And there's normally attachments on the... what would you call this? Boxes. And when I realise I'm full, from here on you just head straight down to the extract. So you want to go to the back of dome. You can see the cliff extract in a second. So that is where you can, if you have the red rebel and you have the paracord, that is where you would extract. But for now, we have to run down here. I'll speed it up again. Hug the wall, or the cliff, then the wall. You can loot in this building if you didn't get much loot. Go through the fence, there's manhole. So check for scavs by the gas station. If not, prone. I normally prone under the vehicle. And that's it, that's your extract. That raid took 9 minutes in total. Okay, so that was dome. I'm going to do the same spawn at the bottom. I'm going to go around the right hand path, through to horse and garage, and then to manhole. On the way, there are 2 buildings on the bottom right hand corner of the map. I would suggest you get those keys as well if you can, especially the marked room key. Main reason being the marked room key is quite cheap, it's got 25 uses, but you only have to get halfway around this route and you can spawn right next to it. If you open that room and you bank some loot, even if you die, you will still have some value back, so it's worth getting that. You can get all the way around to manhole and die, but the loot you get from marked room you'll still be able to keep. So I'm going to jump right in and we'll have a look. Okay guys, so we're at the same spawn. Dome is up there, obviously. There's the back wall again. Now we followed the left route last time. We're going to follow the right route this time, so you want to swing around to scav pipe. This is a scav extract for those that don't know. Jump on top, head towards the fence. There's 2 ways you can go. You can either, if you don't want to take any damage, look to your left. There's a gap in the fence down that way. Or just jump over the barbed wire. It's probably best to do this because we're trying to do this as fast as we can. We don't really care about a bit of damage, but use these hills so you don't take any damage from the left. Left is armoured train. There tends to be players around that area. Check this building for campers as well, but this is the marked room coming up now. So to get in here, this is why I suggest this key as well, because it's very close to these spawns. So jump through this window. Try not to miss like I did. You have to jump crouch to get through this window. Marked room is on your left. Again, the key's got 25 uses and the loot in here can be pretty good, so I'd suggest getting it. As you can see, we've got a load of weapons here. Now, this is the only disadvantage of only bringing a vest. This is why as soon as you can get Red Rebel and Paracord, you want it. If I had Red Rebel and Paracord, I could use a backpack. I would have been able to take all those weapons. Because we only have a vest, we couldn't. But when you come out the building, check armored train, check for players. You want to run towards this vehicle. There is a toolbox right next to the vehicle. Normally, decent things can spawn in toolboxes. Don't normally take up too much space. So, from here, looking at Dome, if you have loot, you can either go through this gap in the fence and go all the way around, hug the outside of the map. I wouldn't. I would go straight through this way anyway. It's more covered, I'd say. So go down this ditch towards Horse. Check in this building at the back. There's another toolbox. Go back to the main area. There's some more loose loot. Get to this car. You're going to jump from the tank on the floor onto the roof of the car. Go up the top. Check this shelf. Loose loot on here and attachments. This is the other key I would suggest if you're going to come this route. It's got a weapons rack in, some loose attachments and ammo, etc, etc, a toolbox. You can also look at this window to see if there's any players or scavs on that side of the map. Come back into the main area. There's some drawers in here. Quite a lot of loot can spawn in there, especially with the space we've got available, so it's always worth checking that. Once you've looted this building, top floor, you want to drop down through this window. If you look at the light, keep the light to your left, jump out this window, jump crouch again. Balance on this and drop to the sandbags. You won't take any damage, so it's all good. Loot this room if you want. Head out. There is a at the far end of garage there are two trucks. This one with the back that opens down. This one with the back that's already opened down has a weapons case on it, so it's always worth checking that. This is the weapons room key. You can have tank battery spawn in here, loose loot. There's one big weapons case and two small weapons cases. So as you can see there, I found an AK and an M4. Combat weapons room, you want to check across for scavs, all players. Check it down for snipers. Run across into this little house here. Shut this door and loot these vests. These vests are always good because you can find keys in there. You can find any kind of key. As you can see in a second, I do find one. I will show the value of that key on screen now. But once you've looted this room, you want to head outside, check gas station, check dome, run to manhole, and extract. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helped either some new players to reserve, or players just looking to make a bit of money. It's pretty consistent. Like I said, most raids you'll come out with a lot more than you invested. Couple of items to look out for. Intel's 200k. Keys can be worth, you know, a couple of thousand to a couple of 100,000. There are bitcoins. There are GP coins. Bitcoins go for like 150,000. There's loads of loot. The marked rooms obviously can have anything from guns to weapons cases. What I would say is when you can afford to get a Red Rebel and a Paracord, I would suggest using the Cliff Extract, but you can still do the same routes. The only benefit is you can carry way more loot because you can hold a backpack. Obviously, you saw in that clip on marked room, I found about 3 guns. I couldn't carry 2 of them, which is, you know, a lot of wasted money, but as soon as you can get the Red Rebel, it's a lot easier. So I just wanted to say, if this did help you in any way, please like the video and let me know in the comments below. I've not really done a video like this before, so if you think it was useful and you'd like to see more from me like this, don't forget to subscribe and I'll do some more in the future. If you do have any questions, either join my Discord. I'll leave the links to all my stuff in the description below, so feel free to join the Discord, come and chill with us. Also, if you want to see me live, give me any challenges in game, just talk to me, chill with me. I do stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We don't always stream Tarkov, we stream all kinds of things. So yeah, come stop by if you want, and thank you for watching the video.